How's it going, dudes? Forget the marketable intro, I'm going straight into how confusing this game is. This bad boy is Rorshock in Color, a party game that aims to showcase the inner machinations of the human mind through the popular Rorschach test. Rorshock in Color was created in 2010 by the Imagineering Company in California, and makes several highbrow intellectual claims like what you see says a lot about you, but what you see in color says even more. Are those the bluebirds of happiness, or the red socks of rage? Do you have a rainbow of personalities, or are you more of a bicolor, bipolar, bipartisan? The instructions reveal more about the deep intricacies of the game's emotional and psychological depth. Let's peek a quick analysis at some of the literature. What do you see when you look up at the clouds? A sky of cotton candy, or the foreboding face of darkness? Or how about when you look at an abstract painting? Do you see splattered paint or a bad day at the office? Every day we are exposed to images that prompt and provoke our psyches, and what we see says a lot about our personalities, or lack thereof. That's why the simple act of seeing images in an ink blot in color can be so revealing, especially with the assistance of a highly paid, overeducated psychotherapist. But not everyone has that kind of time or money, which is exactly why Rorshock in Color is so invaluable. Indubitably, I can visualize the game's concept forthwith. Let's continue to explore the creator's vision by learning about the man who inspired them. Who was Dr. Rorshock? Dr. Rorshock was a friend of Dr. Herman Rorschach, an important psychiatrist in his own right. At least that's what we think. But because of their similar sounding last names, Rorschach believed that Rorschach was in fact his evil homonymic twin, or doppelganger, or something like that. Ooh, they getcha! You were expecting some fancy pants group therapy type deal, weren't you? 'Cause I sure was. Rorshock in Color executes one of the biggest expectational rug pulls I have ever seen from a board game flawlessly, as despite all the fancy wording present on the box, not an ounce of this game is meant to be taken seriously. For example, let's look at the 10 ways to play that the game encourages you to try. 3. Study the ink block and dash off a sonnet, short story, or screenplay. Read your new work aloud and dazzle your friends with your witty insights or insane observations. 5. Create your own ink blocks using ink, coffee, wine, etc. and then just stare at them for hours and hours and hours and hours. 6. Create a Rorshock in Color game app for us. This requires a computer or mobile device, some extra time, and the ability to write in code. 8. Build a house of Rorshock in Color cards. It's great fun for the whole family, no diagnosis required. 9. Try your hand at strip Rorshock in Color or poker. Be aware of bluffers and overdressers. And 10. There is no number 10 at this time. Fantastic. You know, to match this game's chaotic energy, I'm going to be shifting the show's structure a little bit. We are going to play a full game of Rorshock in Color right now. Yep, you and me. So how this will work is I'll show you the picture and you pick which option is the closest to what you see, just like in the regular game. So answer honestly and get ready to learn more about ourselves. Here comes the first card. So based on what you're seeing, pick one of the game's 4 options that is closest to your vision. Good choice. Here's what the game says about your selection. I picked the push-up bra, so just because things may appear flat doesn't mean they really are. Now that we got the gameplay down, we're gonna be moving a lot quicker, so keep up. Here's the next card. Got your pick? Here's what the game says. I picked the flowers, so it looks like I've got a claritini in my future. Next up, this bad boy. Nice pick, here's your diagnosis. Me picking the butterfly got me a nice scolding, and I feel like the game's not gonna get nicer from here. So let's keep going. That's a good one. I'm getting a lot from this one. Here's what the game says about you. I like crabs, and that got me insulted both regularly and in alliteration. Ooh, this is a good one. Let's see what you got. I have a feeling I know which one you picked out of curiosity, so here's the answers. I picked the moth, and once again, they're coming straight for my throat on these. Oh, this one's a classic. Let's see what you got. Time's up, here are your results. I was a fan of the teddy bears, so that means for me that— Hey! You have no evidence to prove that. No, that doesn't count. We need to get out of here. Next card. Simple little image here are your results. I'm having a real solid game, being diagnosed with Facebook dementia on top of everything else, so let's move on. A lot happening in this one, but what do you see? Time's up, here are your results. I'm starting to get sick of what all of my answers mean, but gotta keep going, can't stop now. Next image, lots of pretty colors, but what do they mean? Time's up, here are your answers. Did you like yours? I liked mine. Based on how this game's been going, I'm definitely following their advice. Next up, we're high on the bright colors, so what do you see? Interesting choice. Let's see what it means. Telling. I picked the fairy, so that means for— Are you kidding me? I covered the game once. It was one time. Come on. Moving on. Golly. Based on what you see, here are what they mean. Quite the collection of answers, but I picked the butterfly out of them, and I've been trying to do just that, and you're not making it very easy. Let's continue. A deceptively simple illustration here. What does it mean to you? Well, if you've got your answer, let's find out. I picked the trapeze dancers, and the game might be a little off because you have to be successful in order to have imposter syndrome. Also, imposter, enjoy your Among Us flashback. We're winding down on the cards, here's this bad boy. Got your answer? Let's see what it means. Good stuff. I picked feet, and honestly, I'm really glad because that could have been a lot worse for me. And the last card, we've got a really good one here, so pay attention and pick carefully. Got your final answer? Here are the final analyses. I picked the one with the people doing yoga, and I'm just glad they didn't take this last chance to give me a punch in the gut analysis. So, did you have fun learning about yourself? Because I sure didn't. Undoubtedly, with this last blot, I believe I'm seeing the end of our time with Rorshock in color. If you'd like to learn more about the game, I've got 2 links down below for your reading pleasure. Unlike the other games I've covered, they are still selling this bad boy, so if you want it, you can get it directly from their website. And of course, only play this game if you are ready to learn about your true self, even though it might not be what you want to hear. Thank you for watching and have a fantastic day. A special thanks to my suppliers, my staff patrons Max Leon Thomas, Floris Leffer, and Benny Rush, my chef patron Matthew Connor, and my investor patron Ice92355. If you'd like to be like these heroes, you can use the link below to check it out.